See how the house is kind of going into the ground? I'm trying to build something. I'm trying to learn the mechanics. I've tried playing with evening out the ground. It is just not working for me. I will talk about that in a moment. I don't know what I'm doing. Please keep that in mind. I'm going to have a link down below in the description box to people that do know what the fuck they're doing. And I built the house. And what did it do? Exactly. Look at that whopper of a crate. Like, look at that. Because it's not like it was actually going to build it in the ground. So now when I'm moving, it's like I'm in a fucking crater. And then I tried using the tool to even out the ground. That did not work well. So that's why I'm cheating. I'm using the mods. I got $10 million here on PS5. Because I don't like this. I spent a half hour trying to level my house because this is where I want it. It's just not working. This is a managed farm, not a starting off as a new farmer. So what that means is this here. Like, for example, this is where you normally start. But as you can see, I have no house, so none of this was my land. I had no land whatsoever. I had to, to come here. I had to go to farmland, and all of this was just like the regular color. The baby blue is what I own, and with the cheat, this is where you normally start when you do a new farmer. I bought that land, and then I bought all this here. Bought these, and then these two here, because that's right across the street from the shop, which I find very convenient. So that's why there's no house there. Okay. The other thing that I'm starting to learn is that things can be a little bit complicated and not explained well. So this is one of the shittier cultivators or harvesters, whatever you want to call it. Or not whatever you want to call it, but whatever it's properly called. I just forget off the top of my head. And if you look here, it's a harvester. With this head on it, it matches, right? And it works perfectly fine. I just plowed this field here. But I had the bigger John Deere in the front. I was able to travel with it, no problem. But when I was actually moving with it turned on, I couldn't go past 1 kilometer an hour. So I thought there was something wrong with my harvester or the head. Nope. Not at all. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it. It said it wasn't designed for it. But when we go ahead and look at our owned items, you could see I only have a few items here that are owned. Why isn't it showing me? Oh, harvesters, right. See this one here? Notice how it just says, like horsepower, whatever, right? But if I go to headers and I go to this one, this is the one that wasn't working. I mean, I'm not seeing where this would have told me that it was the improper head. So I had spent $32,000 and I was on a limited budget. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? So I went and bought this one. Well, the only difference between these two, apart from the obvious, is this one weighs less. And it's got less width, but then it worked. Now I just plowed this whole field, no problem. And when it comes to this field, this harvester with that header I was just talking to you about, it works perfectly fine. It also symmetrically looks better, right? So that's like working perfect. But that cost me a lot of money, and these are the things that I'm learning. Also, this field here, it's not working. What was I going to say? This field here, depending on, procedural generation sort of thing of every time you start a new game on this map, this was actually sunflowers. And it would say sunflower, and you could see at the bottom how it says need lime, but this time around it's wheat here, the crop type. And the growth, it's ready to harvest, hence why he's harvesting the wheat. But mine said it needed a plowing and that the sunflowers were growing, but I was reading it wrong. That it wasn't going to grow and that I wasn't going to be able to harvest it if I didn't plow it. So I started plowing it and I hired a worker and I went off to do something else. He fucking destroyed my entire field of 90% fully grown sunflower. And I got really pissed off, wasted all this time, wasted all this money. So I started a new game and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do 2 games. I'm tired of restarting. I've got this one here where I've got money and I experiment with mechanics and how shit works. rather than looking at guides, even though the people out there are good. And then I'm going to have one where I'm legit, where I know when I build my house, I'm not going to build that fucker right here because look at what the fuck it did. So now I have to go into the construction. And I'm going to have to go and select it and sell that bitch. Right? And that's just what I'm going to have to do. And you can see that big crater now that I've created. Well, I want to rectify that with, maybe what's called like a leveler. You can see how it, how it slopes down. So now I'm going to, make it big like this. And this is how I'm going to have to, to fix this now. So we'll go ahead and level. But now we're going to go out towards the gap, holding the button down so that, you see what I'm saying? And then you just hold the button down and it's like you're drawing. Land is not owned by you, so that's as far down as it'll go there. But this just looks really off-putting. There we go. That looks better. It's all nice and leveled. It's also killing the grass, but that's okay. It's not perfect. You don't want to start off in the hole down there because then when you bring it over, what's going to happen, it's going to lower all this land. I started off up here, and I kept the button down the whole time. Yeah, so it's just, it's definitely frustrating. The game is great, but I feel like I'm defeated now. Because look at all this fucking shit here. It's like it won't fix itself any more than this. Like it won't. So I'm probably, once again, gonna have to start all over again. And if I quit, and I go to my other save, and I go to this one, we'll just deselect everything. Hopefully I didn't put the house down. I kind of want to show you what it looks like. I know I've just been rambling there and complaining. Not really something I want to do. But these are some of the reasons why I'm fucking struggling so bad. See? Growing. Sunflowers. But it's not telling me that it needs to be plowed. Do I own this field? No, it's owned by Leroy Wilson because on this one, if I go to farmland, I only own this field. Excellent. What else do I own? Absolutely nothing, not even another vehicle. That's fine because we'll buy this land maybe at some point. But I want to show you the field in question now, really quick. I can't believe I'm wasting your time, 10 minutes, just to rant. But these are some of the reasons why sometimes in past entries I'd have issues like this, and I would just end up quitting. See? This time it's sunflower. And when I look at it, it tells me sunflowers, growing, but that it needs plowing. But that doesn't mean that you need to plow it right now and destroy all your sunflowers. Let them grow, harvest them, and then after you're done that, then plow your field. Well, I didn't know that. And that's where knowledge is power. Now that I know that, well, I know that. Look at the land. Compare that to the other map. Look at how nice and flat this is. Look at that. Look at how beautiful and flat that is. But yet, I chose, which I'm not going to do it here, but I chose to place a house like right here in this nice, beautifully flat ground. And you saw what happened in my other game. Anyhow, keep that in mind. If you learned anything from me, I'm definitely not a guy to teach you this game. But I'm going to let these grow. And I'm not going to be an idiot. And I'll just see what happens. I'm going to have to delete that other map. This is going to be the one that I experiment with. Or whatever. And then I'm going to have my one real playthrough where I do everything the real way and I'm not just giving money. And hopefully I don't make major mistakes that I can't recover from, but that's why you can save the game, before you do a major move. So there you have it. That was a little bit of a rant. A boring one at that. I get it. Whatever. This'll get 2 views. Nobody's going to remember this shit anyways. So if you liked the video, which I doubt you will, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm and making me a little bit more relevant in the search results when people are looking shit up on the internet. And if you didn't like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs down, and I'll make sure when you wake up, your house is in the ground, like completely down, like sinkhole style. And you're never found again. In the game. Not in real life. No, don't get all dramatic now. Start calling the FBI on me and shit. And that's it. And if you want to subscribe, naturally, that would be fantastic now, wouldn't it? But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. Perhaps I shall see some of you in the next video. Bye for now. All right, now for my VIPs, going to do a little bit of bonus footage here. Let's go to that farmhouse. There it is. Let's zoom out. We'll turn that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on there, Charlie? So now I know not to put that house in there because it'll completely fuck it up. And when you preview it, you could tell that this house will be in the ground. Right? You can just see that it's going in the ground. Not by much, though, but a little bit. It's almost like you got to find a spot where the stairs won't... I don't know. There's no stairs now there. That's kind of weird. Let's see what happens. If it's going to dig up the ground... I can't level this straight. I wish you could use the diagonal pad and do perfect 45-degree increments. Because now this is... Doesn't have to be perfect, so I'm not going to save it. You ready? Here we go. Oh, would you come on now? Seriously? There. Oh, boy. Let's see what kind of mess we made. Huh. Really? Oh, for fuck's sakes. Why does it keep doing that? Anyhow, you see my problem. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next video. Bye for now.